and welcome back to the Beautiful Twin Sisters podcast.
All my
Beautiful twin sisters.
sisters, beautiful twin sisters, beautiful twin sisters,
Alrighty, guys, today is a special day. This is probably our most highly anticipated episode based on your guys' comments. Everybody's been dying to see our mother, so here she is today.
Yay!
Yay! Mom pod, this is gonna be fire.
Yes, welcome to the Momcast.
Thank you.
Yes.
So today we are gonna go crazy in depth with how you raised us, who you are,
Okay.
all the mom stuff.
All right.
Yeah. I feel like every time we talk about you on the podcast or like how you and dad raised us, people are always commenting like, damn, they got some good parents. So people want to hear what you have to say.
We got lucky. I have 3 good kids. Not much trouble.
So cute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, could we start off by getting a little brief intro from you? Tell us
Yeah,
who are you?
All right. I'm Sana, and I'm Ashley and Amber's mom.
And
Of course,
Andrew, too.
Yeah. Can't forget Andrew.
And also
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. And I was born in Korea. Came here when I was 12. Grew up in Baltimore, and then I went to different schools, and now I'm here in New York State. I've been
Yes.
in New York State for a long time. Yeah.
Awesome. And you met Dad in...
And school, optometry school.
Yes.
I sat next to him on first day of school. Rest of it is history.
Do you want to spill any more deets? What was that like?
No, I walked in, like I was telling myself I'm going to sit in the front of the classroom to really learn something because I knew this was something that I was going to use for the rest
And
of my
then you're
career.
like, oh, that
So then
guy.
I was like, oh, he's kind of cute.
and then you're
Sitting in the front
distracted.
row. I'll just go sit next to him.
Wow.
Dad was sitting in the front row?
He was sitting in the front row. Yeah.
Wow, classic Dad.
Yeah, because I told myself I'm gonna sit in the front row no matter where. I'm gonna sit in the front row, and I was like, "Oh, next to that cute guy, sure."
Oh my God. But I thought you didn't really talk to him until a few years into school,
Well,
right?
yeah. We didn't start dating until a couple of years into school. But I said hello to him. I didn't ignore him.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
So you sat in the front row to focus better, and then you ended up getting distracted
As
hell.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
And now you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
And a dog and a cat.
A dog and a cat. That's right.
Also, I think if the people want to get to know you better, who are like your favorite artists and what do you like to do? Who are you, girl?
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of boring. I think.
No, you're not.
No, like artists isn't like music artists.
Yeah.
or like
Oh
painters.
yeah. Oh, yeah, like our real like classic artists.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've always grown up listening to like Depeche Mode,
Yes.
Erasure. Probably people don't even know what Erasure
I like
is.
Erasure,
I like
yeah.
Erasure.
Yeah.
The Smith,
Sorry, I cut you off.
Church, like, you know, those type of like, I don't know, the 80s, you know, famous like more British rockish kind of groups. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably it. But now, you know, recently I've listened to some K-pop and, you know, they're pretty
Oh,
cool too.
okay. K-pop.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite Depeche Mode song?
Probably this song called Not Tonight. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know it.
Yeah, it's a cool song. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Everybody add that to your playlist right now. Wow.
All
Well,
good.
this is epic. I love our mom is so cutie, so sweet. She has the best
cool.
music taste, raised us
Yeah.
with impeccable
Yeah,
taste.
no, I feel like music was actually very important to us. And although, you know, I listen to music all the time,
Yeah.
who's really well versed in music is Dad. He knows a lot about different groups.
Don't
and
get him
a lot
started.
of
He knows
too
information. He knows too much. And he went to like every concert there is. Yeah. If you name a group, he'll be like, yep, I've seen them at like SPAC in
Yeah.
1980 something.
Yeah.
He's a big concert guy.
Yeah, one time
Yeah.
I saw a stack of Dad's old
Oh my
concert
God, he
tickets.
kept it.
It's
Yeah.
like this
Insane,
thick
yeah.
of concert tickets.
He was a real concert goer.
And now
for
he
sure.
can't hear anything.
Yeah, exactly. He does have a hearing issue because of that, I think.
Dad doesn't
Yeah,
hear
he's
a
deaf.
thing.
He doesn't hear certain tones.
Yeah.
He literally, like, the
No.
refrigerator beeping, like, he's like, he doesn't hear it. Like,
Yeah, phone
just-
ringing
yeah.
in his own back pocket
Yeah,
does
he
not
does
hear it.
Yeah, that's
Bro.
all right.
I was kind of wondering, what were your pregnancies like for all 3 of us?
I mean, when I got pregnant, I was almost 20. I was 29 going on. No, I was 29. So, I guess I was kind of an old mom. I mean, at the time, I thought I was old. Yeah, because I really thought, growing up in Korea with the traditional values, that I thought once I hit 25, I was already kind of old. So to be a mom, first time mom, I was like, I want a baby before I turn 30. So when I got pregnant with Ashley, I was really careful of what I ate. And so I ate healthiest everything, but I was so nauseated all the time.
Oh, really?
I threw up every day. Yeah.
What?
Literally I couldn't keep anything down. So it was really tough. But I tried to be really healthy with Ashley. And then we got pregnant with Amber.
You literally did this to us.
Now this is why we're the way we are.
I had a thing for ice cream, so I ate so much ice cream with Amber, and that's why she came out all milky and white. I ate so much ice cream.
Yeah.
And then with Andrew, I love spicy food, and I ate a lot of Taco Bell and spicy stuff. So Andrew came out a little spicy.
He came out angry. He came out ready to fight.
Really red. No.
Yeah, he was so red and just looked mad.
He's a great blessing to us.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if we didn't have Andrew. It'd be so boring. It'd be so boring just with the three of us.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
It is insane though how much I think your diet while you were with us
maybe.
impacted
Yeah.
us, because Ashley's the healthy one.
Yeah.
I'm the ice cream chunky one. And Andrew's I'm the foodie.
Okay.
And then Andrew's spicy, so it makes sense.
Just a little spicy.
Dang.
Yeah, but to think that as nauseous as I was, that I had 3 children, that's really remarkable that I actually did that. Yeah.
Did it get easier with each kid or no?
No. And
Oh.
I never took epidural. I had all 3 natural birth, and somehow
You
your
did
body
that.
you
You
forget.
roughed it out.
Yeah, I did it. And I
Dang.
told myself, I was like, this is evolution, evolutionary. Anybody else could give birth naturally in a cave. I could do this too in a hospital. So I just pushed it out.
You have to be every person on this earth was born from this.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
No, it was all good.
it's scary.
You are brave. Is there anything from motherhood or raising children that kind of came out of the blue that you did not expect, a hardship?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. And when you bring a newborn baby home, it is daunting. The lack of sleep and breastfeeding, and it was so much work. I remember my mother came to help me out for the first week to 10 days with each baby, and I clearly remember crying the night before my mother left, because I was so overwhelmed. I thought, how am I going to do this by myself without my mother? And I managed, but I remember thinking, wow, parents are amazing that they're raising kids this way. If my parents did it, I can do it too. But I was really overwhelmed.
Whoa. That's so crazy. Yeah, I've heard it's actually easier when the kid is a newborn. You get a little better sleep, and then isn't it a month or 2 after their sleep pattern gets worse or something?
That's what you guys really slept that well, so I was up all the time of the night. Yeah, and the other thing is because I breastfed everybody. It was just constant crying. I just remember being woken up all the time. And once later on, you guys kind of switched over, supplemented with the powder. Then it got a little easier because daddy can help out. But a lot of times in the beginning, it was really, very tough.
Wow.
But anyway, it's been a joy. It's my greatest joy to have 3 of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been
And you're
fun.
our greatest joy.
Literally.
Thank you.
Breastfeeding seems
Yeah.
crazy. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
I would be
tough.
what if they bite you too hard?
Oh no, that's not so bad. And I remember. I probably remember most about the pregnancy, as well as the first few months of being a new mom with Ashley
Yeah.
the most, just because you were my first, and you were born in October, so
Yes.
by Christmas
And not
time
you.
came around. Well, you too, but I think for
kidding,
Ashley,
sorry.
I remember clearly like crying before I had to go back to work for the first day. Like I was on maternity leave.
Yeah.
And I had to go back to work, and I was just like, oh my God, how am I gonna leave my baby and go back to work? But Grandma was nice enough to take care of you, so I knew you'd be in good hands. Grandma Alexander,
our dad's mom.
But still, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta leave my baby and go back to work.
Aw.
So that was a little tough being a working mom and having to raise kids.
Yeah.
What's crazy is when I was younger, I must have spent like, I don't know how long, just like with Grandma and Grandpa Alexander.
More than a year, I
But
think.
I don't remember any of
Because
it.
you were so little. That
mean,
was
obviously.
literally from like you were like 2 months old until about a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were barely like, your brain wasn't developed then.
Yeah.
So you don't remember.
No brain.
No, we dropped you off every day and we picked you up every day.
Guys, I lived on a farm. I lived on the farm for a year.
Yeah, because our dad's family is from upstate New York, so his family was very close by.
And they
Your
live on a
family
farm.
they lived on a
Baltimore,
farm.
Yeah.
Mom's family was in Baltimore, so it was more of a trek to see them, but they were there all the time still, which was very nice.
Absolutely.
Who would you say was the toughest child?
Absolutely, Ashley.
Really? Why? Really?
Because Ashley was very like too smart for her own good. Like she has so many ideas.
I'll take it.
Some of them just not so like just always up to
Yeah.
something. Always wanted to make something, always wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And you were just very creative and really demanding. And so I feel like it was like so hard with Ashley.
I would be like
Yeah.
doing arts and crafts and then being like, I'm going to go sell this right
Yeah,
now. And then like, it
You
was
were
like crazy.
Always so full of ideas. And then we loved Amber because you were so easygoing. And I don't know if you were another tough child, if I would have had a third one, but because you were such a good baby and
Yeah.
you just went along with anything Ashley did, we're like, oh, we'll try for a third. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
There you
for
go.
sure, no. And Amber
Yeah.
was like such a sweet baby. She just went along with everything. She would like just give her bottle to Ashley. Like 'cause Ashley always wanted Ashley always wanted a baby bottle, and Amber would just be like, Ashley would walk away with the bottle.
Yeah, that's one story is Ashley always stole my bottle.
Ashley wanted a baby bottle. Like she regressed once the baby was born. She was like,
I don't have no memories of that.
Oh my gosh,
Makes
no.
sense. I'm just kidding.
Psychologically, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like the oldest
Yeah.
child always like acts up and like
Yeah.
wants more attention, obviously,
Yeah.
because they've been raised a certain way for like years.
No, it was
So I
okay.
could see it.
And that's why the middle child is so chill, is because the oldest child's crazy. Andrew's
middle
also
was
crazy.
easygoing.
So I had no choice but to sit there and like the ice cream in the womb numbed my brain. So I just kind of sat there with like a blank stare at the wall. But yeah, I think it was pretty epic.
And then remember like that we have a fireplace with the little stage built up almost like
Yeah, like a step.
a step on the in front of the fireplace, and you guys would do like nightly shows, and Ashley would always dress up into some crazy character. It'd be like 9 at night and put on a show, and then Amber would run downstairs with their guitar and like
Yeah.
So I remember those things as being
Yeah.
like really fond memories of you
Yeah.
guys being little.
I was an entertainer.
I was just gonna say that.
I was an entertainer.
You're an entertainer, entrepreneur.
I was acting. I was singing. I was dancing. I was also debuting fashion items.
That's right. You were
because
creating your own clothes by
I was
cutting clothes.
I
Yeah.
always made my own clothes.
Yeah.
They were questionable,
DIY
but I
queen.
made them.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, so I feel like your career makes sense because when you look
Thank
at
you.
you as a child, it's like you've always been doing this. Like you've always been like setting up your own little shows and creating your own things and like creating products and like being like, I'm gonna.
She was very creative and
And
very
I'm
Creating
innovative.
products since
Very
birth.
dramatic.
But now you got the freaking matcha brand coming out, so it's like you've
Yeah.
been doing this. Like, oh, period. We all have a
Yes, we
matcha
have a
today.
matcha. We all are
Look
drinking
at us.
matcha today.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So cute, matcha family. Divine as always.
Yes.
Very good.
We were also wondering because we always talk about how like you raised all three of us kids with such confidence and like we've
Yeah.
always been able to believe in ourselves. What were some important traits and values that you tried to instill in us?
Yeah, I just wanted you guys to be aware that we really loved you guys and wanted to make sure that you felt the love from us. Because I felt that like being raised in a traditional Korean family, that my parents were not as complimentary. Like they were always very they were very strict in a sense that they expected us to do very well in school and keep certain like decorum, like mannerism, and they always like try to fix us, like change us. I always felt like my mom tried to like really keep us grounded. And because they never really told us that they like loved us, like we knew we were loved, but like never really said those words.
No verbal affirmations.
Yes. That I wanted to make sure that I was a different type of mom, that I would tell you guys that I loved you guys, and then I'd tell you guys that you guys were special. So, I mean, that's really it. I just wanted to make sure that you guys felt the love.
That's so nice.
Thanks, Mom.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's it. But then, in a way, I think maybe I gave you guys too much, like, leniency. So I feel like you guys are a little bit, like, unruly sometimes. Like, I don't know. I mean, you guys were always, like, jumping on couches and like making fortress out of like everything you can find in the house, which I don't think that like my parents would have like put up with.
Oh, really?
But for me, I was just like, yeah, have fun. And the house would be turned upside down and just, but that was important to me, that I just wanted you guys to like enjoy your childhood and know that you were loved. So that's really it.
That's so cute.
nice. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Because I feel like obviously our best memories are like making those crazy forts.
Yeah.
And also like we have never once doubted how much the parents love us, which is so nice.
Yeah.
Because
I would
I
never
know
doubt that.
a lot of like Asian American or just Asian people always make videos, or like even our own viewers will comment being like, dang, it is crazy growing up in an Asian household. Like you never hear the words like I love you.
Yeah, parents
but you
really
guys,
do, so.
you and Dad went ham with that. And so we were like, yes, we are so loved, period.
Yes.
It is so nice.
Did Dad's family say that growing up?
I think that
They
I
must.
mean, absolutely. I think the dad's family is much more expressive in that way, and his parents are very loving to him, and so I'm sure that probably played a role.
That's nice.
Dang.
But I should have disciplined you guys a little bit more. But
Hey,
that's
come
okay.
on. I feel like
But none of you guys really caused that much
I
trouble.
feel like we were disciplined enough. At least I was.
I was disciplined sometimes too.
Well, Amber, okay, the thing is like Amber didn't need to be disciplined.
Yeah, because Amber was just
Because
a good
she's like not
baby.
even doing anything that's like bad.
Even as a teenager, Amber was just so easygoing.
Period.
Yeah. Andrew just like being the youngest sibling, he just mom kind of like learned what's worth disciplining or not, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, by the time that Andrew came around. So then
Andrew got away.
he got it easy. Yeah.
But I think also like Andrew was just like way more outdoorsy than us. Like
he was outside more. Yeah.
He was biking like all over the place with his
Yeah.
friends. Like they just, I don't know. And he had like a good group of friends. So it was like, let them, they were having fun.
Yeah. He's just adventurous.
Yeah. I also always appreciate that Mom and Dad, I think instead, like you were saying, your parents tried to like control you guys and like make you the top students and like make you all this and that. Instead of like making us do that, you always just told us like, oh yeah, you guys are so smart.
Yeah, I think I try to kind of just instill the idea like how important like education was without pressuring you guys to do well.
I've never felt the pressure.
So I would just be like, hey, like you're smart. Like let's get the homework done and put out the best project. So I remember spending a lot of time doing homework with you guys. I don't know if you guys really realize that, but I make sure you guys did your homework. I stayed up like past midnight to do Ashley's project the one time because she had forgotten.
Do you know like the meme when it's like when you walk over to your mom's like room at 9 p.m. and you ask her if she has like any of the big like white project boards, like literally that is me.
Yeah, that was always Ashley. She had always like big
last
last minute things. I remember doing a lot of that with Ashley. But all you guys, I feel like we spent a lot of time doing homework, always making sure like you respected your teacher. So those are things that like I think even when you guys were like in kindergarten, make sure that education was important. So
I think it was like even less than like, I don't know. It wasn't so much that like you like pushed us to like do certain things. You more just said like, oh yeah, my children are all so smart. My children are all so nice. I'm so lucky.
You guys were, yeah.
And I think that like hearing you say that, like when you would talk about us and just being like, oh, my kids are so nice. Like I'm so lucky I have such great kids. It like made us be those things where I was like, oh, I am so smart.
Yeah.
And also like my mom says I'm like so beautiful and kind. I am beautiful and kind. Or like my kids are so well behaved in class. Yes, I will be well behaved in class. So it was a nice like manifestation that you and Dad did where it was like just hearing you guys say like you are all these good things. I was like, yes, I am. And then you just behave like that, which is really nice.
I agree. I've always felt like, I don't know how to explain it, but when I would do things in school or just in life, I would always feel very like confident and like I wanted to be the best that I can just because I know I can be or because I feel like it's like
I think you
try to
wanted
do
to
things
make
with
us
pride. I
proud.
want to make you proud. Yeah. I think also that's a oldest child thing.
Yeah.
For show. But just like I wanted to make my parents proud even if they didn't ask me to be a certain way. And I think we also grew up just like that, just wanting to make our parents proud and also wanting to be the best for ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure.
We are so blessed. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being so I feel like you guys were very mindful parents. Like you didn't take.
I feel like there was a lot of mistakes that we made.
Who doesn't have mistakes?
You know,
Let's be real.
parenting was really not as easy as I thought it would have been because I always grew up wanting to be a mom, and I really thought that I would be that like perfect mom, but I was like nowhere near even perfect. Like
You're pretty
house
good,
would
though.
be turned upside down, and like I would drive you guys to McDonald's and like just like happy meal for everybody.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, there's a balance on like what you can do as a mom who's working and things like that too. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely worth the time, and I look back on the first like 20 years, and there were some difficult moments, but I am so glad that I had you guys because it's been the biggest blessing to see you guys grow.
I mean, you definitely like put in the work. I feel like the most of our meals growing up were homemade meals that were made by our lovely mom, and you would make us breakfast and wake up with us every single morning earlier than you needed to, even though like you have work at 8, you'd wake up at like 6 a.m. to help us get ready for school and get us
I
on the
always
bus.
make sure that I got up in the morning to see you guys off on the bus. Yeah.
It's so nice.
So it's very nice, and that definitely impacted us.
Oh, good.
into
I'm glad
the future.
it counted.
Yeah. And I feel like you can tell that like you and Dad intentionally took a lot of steps to like change things. Like you were talking about how like you were raised and it's like you obviously want to switch certain things. And like you and Dad have both told us like I purposely do this for you guys because like I didn't have that growing up. And it's like it's crazy because I feel like a lot of like people in our generation talk about when they have kids like they're going to be the ones to break the curses. But I feel like you guys broke your own curses for us. It was very like you guys did that.
Traditional trauma stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that he and I really had very harsh parents. I mean, maybe
It's like, just
Daddy
normal.
being the youngest, I feel like maybe he felt like he wasn't like looked after as much as the other siblings.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 6 siblings, it's
I
like,
think
bruh.
him being the youngest, I think he resented that a little bit as a child, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
But you know, he's got solid set of parents who really, are there for him.
We have good grandparents. I didn't mean to say that to sound like
no,
they
I
were
think
horrible.
that's why I decided to marry Dad, is because we have a lot of like values in common. It was very important for us that we value like family and education and jobs and just that sort of stuff. So we try to be good people and try to raise conscious children who become, solid citizens.
Guys, my prefrontal lobe is almost fully developed.
That's right. 25.
I got like
you're gonna
6
wake up.
more months.
You're gonna wake up and be like,
I literally
so
like
bright.
feel my brain like changing.
Oh,
I swear, within
really?
like the last 3 years, like
know-
before I make decisions, I'm like,
No, but I
thinking.
think 25 is definitely a special year because I remember growing up and not feeling all that confident, like in my own skin, and not wanting to take pictures because I was like, oh, I'll do this like when I'm like perfectly made up, my hair is done, my makeup is on. So there's like not a lot of pictures of me like during my early 20s, just because I feel. I mean, it's different time too. Like nobody does selfies and pictures and things. Like nobody really had
You
camera
had to, like, go out of your
handy. Yeah,
way.
you have to go out of way to take pictures. But I remember like given opportunity to take pictures, and I would just like shy and like avoid it because I didn't feel like I was like perfectly presentable. And I regret that because I feel like I should have taken more pictures. But once I hit like 24, 25. That was when I felt like, hey, it's me. Like, I'm pretty comfortable in my skin. Nice. So
Period.
maybe that 25, that frontal lobe thing is for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
frontal
because
lobe
it
is
took
for
me
real.
that long for me to really feel confident.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That is crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Amber's got a few more years to kind of let that
No,
sink
my
in.
And it shows.
Amber's been confident ever since.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
My frontal lobe has been developed since I was born. Thank you very much.
Amber's
She
really
had
very
early lobe
conscious.
development.
Yeah, when I was sitting there with my diaper on, I was already aware of everything going on in the world.
No, Amber's personality really came out when she was like 3-ish. When she was
That was it.
really little, she was so quiet. She barely spoke. I remember like we were worried about you because Ashley spoke like perfect full sentences by the time she was like 10 months old. Like I remember her like talking to us in like full sentences. And
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Could I even walk?
Yeah, no, because I remember when we were looking at the house and you were like one probably, and then she was like, "This is my house." Like you picked that house. You were like, "This is my
And
house."
you picked my name,
yeah,
too?
and I
Yeah.
said, "What kind of name?" You know, because the choices were Amber, Anna,
Abigail.
Abigail, and Ashley was like, "Amber." That's
Yeah.
my sister's name. Or
Like
like
the
perfect.
coolest one, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I actually remember because we lived in I don't really remember
We
the first
were
apartment.
above the dental office that Uncle Craig owned, so
Yeah.
it was that house, and
Yeah.
we were looking for a new house, and we looked at a couple of different ones.
Yeah, and I remember looking at our house when you guys were touring it, and like I remember running around it in a circle. Which, by the way, they said it's very important for children's
Children to
development
have
to
a
have a
house.
circular house.
Yeah.
But I remember running around it and being like, "Yes,
Yeah, no, you literally like sit down on the steps and say, "This is my house," and we're like, "Perfect."
It is a good house.
Yeah,
And we've lived there ever since.
It's a very child-friendly house. Like, that was very good for us.
Wait, also when you brought up, or when I guess I brought up me walking, I remembered you said that when Andrew first walked, he
Yeah.
literally didn't walk, he just
He
ran.
ran. Andrew literally got up and ran. He was literally up and walking by like 7. No, listen, he was born in April. There's pictures of him standing up in Thanksgiving. How many months is that? What? He was up and running by Thanksgiving. He was so active. And then he climbed everything. Yeah, no, Andrew literally went from like being on his belly to like up and running. Yeah.
Sounds like a
He was
nightmare.
it was tough. Yeah.
That's like in
And
The
he didn't wanna-
Incredibles, the youngest baby that just like runs around the walls on fire.
Yeah,
That's
no,
like
Andrew
Andrew.
was very active. Very, very active.
I remember when he was really little, he climbed up onto the counter because he wanted to like steal food.
He's wrong with this? Climbing
But
everything.
I was like, how did he get up there?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
he was busy. He was a busybody.
Bro.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
No, but
Makes
you
me
guys were
laugh
such
so hard.
good older sisters and looked after him. And that's another thing that I think I made sure is that you guys understood the value of having like tight family. So I would always be like, "Oh, look out for your little brother," and both of you guys were really loving and caring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we never intentionally tried to like bully each other.
No.
yeah, you
Maybe
guys were
like
always nice.
accidentally.
Oh, I do
Like,
remember.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, we would always come back together at the end.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like also growing up, even though we didn't have that much of an age difference with Andrew, I have a 5-year age difference. Amber has a 3-year age
Yeah.
difference. And even though it wasn't that different, I feel like we understood that we were older and that we wanted to preserve the childlike magic of every experience for Andrew.
Yes, we
So
did.
We went out of our way to make holidays like really fun for him. When it was St. Patrick's Day, we're like
Leprechaun.
leprechaun. We are setting stuff up for him. We are putting him on a scavenger hunt for Christmas. We're like getting him hyped.
Yeah,
we're like Santa is coming.
He was so excited on Christmas morning.
Yeah, no,
he was so cute.
Andrew, when he would go to bed for Christmas, would be like literally
Yeah.
can't fall asleep.
He would be up at 5 o'clock and he would be like at the top of the steps, like so wound up. Yeah, he was so cute on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed those times.
Yeah, I feel like we were always looking out for each other as siblings, where we were like, we want Andrew to have like a leprechaun scavenger hunt, and like let's do the weirdest possible things for him on every holiday.
I think like sometimes he got really scared of the leprechaun though.
We went ham with the leprechauns for some reason. We were like, Andrew, there are leprechauns everywhere in
And
the
he's
house.
like, actually, he's like, like he's like
How'd
so
I get here?
scared.
No, because we were like, the leprechaun made a mess, and he would be like, what? Because there's like no way, like, why would his older sister set up these things for him? So he
Yeah.
was like, a leprechaun literally did this.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
He literally, wow. The
He
experiences
believed
he had as
everything.
a
He was
child.
very gullible. He was really sweet and
Oh,
very
yeah.
gullible. And you guys put him up to like all these crazy ideas of creatures.
It's like, was it sister
Yeah.
niceness or were we just pranking him?
No, I think it was out of niceness, but it was funny because then he
Yeah.
would actually get scared. But wow.
Bro, if we had Elf on the shelf, which we never had that, but if we had that,
no.
he would have been livid.
yeah, he would have been going crazy for that.
Yeah.
Dang. I
Wow.
also wanted to ask, do you have a favorite thing about each child?
Favorite thing about each child.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciated Ashley's creativity. She was always, again, full of like different ideas and wanted to do like different activities and projects and like really put it together and entertain us. So that was always very like remarkable about Ashley as a child. She was very
Thank you.
creative. Wow. And for Amber, I mean, she was just always so sweet and so easygoing, and just she would go with the flow. So that was just such a blessing. Yeah, because
Well-
it was tough to try to have two kids that, at that age, so close. And
What about right now?
Yeah, right
Because
now,
that's
right
about me as a
now, right
baby. Me
that
when
is
I was a baby.
I mean, yeah, I have to thank Ashley for, again, being courageous enough to make a career for herself and bring us up into all these, like, adventures and different experience that I never really thought would be possible. So I think it's so, courageous is
Thank
what I would say
you.
about Ashley.
Thank you.
Yeah, pioneer. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
pioneer woman.
Pioneer.
Put her on the Food Network.
Right.
Wait, what does JoJo Siwa say?
I'm the first in my generation to make a switch like this.
No one has ever made a switch this extreme.
Oh, yeah?
I'm the first. Yes, it is scary.
Yeah.
It's Ashley in our family.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And then Amber is like so brave, right? Like I never thought Amber would grow up to be such a brave woman to like pick up
I'm
her
a woman.
stuff and go to California.
I don't know why hearing woman was like, huh?
Because by the time
I'm a girl,
you
I'm a
decided
woman.
to like do your own thing. I always thought in a strange way that you would kind of follow like what Ashley was doing and like follow Ashley to like, live near her, that kind of thing. But like when it was decision for you to make to go to college, like you decided that you were going to be your own person and pick
Yeah.
up and go.
That is
and I
kinda
thought that
crazy.
was really brave of you because I really didn't see that coming.
Me
Because
neither.
I thought you were just going to be like, living near us and just
Yeah.
kind of, being more sheltered. But instead, you broke out. Like, you just went
Yeah.
for
Wow.
it. Yeah.
That was so random of me, actually. I don't know what went in my head, but it was worth it, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but
and
it
look
is
at
weird.
us. Yeah, and then you were the one who like kind of introduced us out to the lifestyle of California. So, we got to travel and see some of that, and that was cool.
Yeah,
So
that
I
was
think you're
crazy.
very brave.
Thanks.
Yeah.
When the twins form separate identities.
Literally,
Yeah.
we split up. Not
Yeah.
many twins do that.
Yeah.
Right. And for Andrew, what am I proud of?
What is like your favorite thing about him?
Favorite thing about Andrew? I just love Andrew. He's so funny. I love Andrew. I think again having two girls and that was so much fun. But having a boy and he's like the only boy. He's going to be the one to carry like the family name. Like it was a big deal when he was born.
Oh, he's the only Alexander.
He's the only Alexander boy.
There's no other Alexanders.
So it was a big deal.
Wow. Everyone
Yeah.
had girls on
Yeah.
dad's side,
Well,
even though there's so
he's
many
got
siblings.
only one, brother
Wow.
who said two girls. Yeah, I mean, I suppose he's very loving. Yeah, what you may not know about him is that he could come across like a prankster, but deep inside he's very soft-hearted.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
He's got a
is.
really soft side to him that you see it when he's like interacting with the animals. Like now
Yeah.
that he's older, he doesn't express that side of him so much.
very,
But you
like-
see it. You see it when he's like with the pets. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very loving.
Yeah.
And really sweet. Yeah.
I also feel like when there's like people who are sick or like in need, Andrew's always like,
Very
I need to
thoughtful.
help them.
Yeah,
like
he's very
so
thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
really sensitive to like
He is very sensitive.
People-
yeah.
yeah.
He doesn't, that's probably a good way to describe him is he's got a very sensitive, very warm side of him that you don't see sometimes because he's always like the party cool guy. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he's a sweetheart.
yeah.
That's so funny. Andrew's a funny dude. He also, I always think it's funny that he kind of gives off the vibe where he doesn't care that much sometimes.
he cares
but
about-
he cares.
yeah,
he
he
cares
cares
about
about
his
his
grades. He
schoolwork.
cares about everything.
Everything.
So
Yeah.
he's on top of it. He's handing in a late assignment. He's freaking out.
Oh yeah,
He will not even. He
was
won't even be
serious about
late. Yeah, he's
schoolwork.
really serious. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because he's just like this.
Yeah.
But like
what
literally, he's
surprised-
like freaked out on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What surprised me was that he really cares about fashion. And like, when you guys were little, like I would just buy you guys clothes and like nobody complained and just wore everything. But like he's really into fashion.
Yeah.
I think it's the older sister effect.
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately, I
yeah.
think Andrew grew up, and in our small town, the most exciting thing to do is to go to Target, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls.
Yeah.
and so he's
and the mall.
in the mall.
Yeah,
yes,
he loves the
and also
mall.
the mall.
Yeah.
and so to this day, Andrew like loves window shopping. I feel like most boys. I don't really know any boys that
you know
love window
what?
shopping.
I think that's because when he was because he's my youngest, I took him everywhere when I went shopping. So he's my shopping buddy.
Yeah.
So he loves shopping. And I
Yeah.
remember there was a time where like I couldn't go to Target because every time I went to Target, he had to buy something. It didn't matter what it was. He would not leave that store without buying something. And so yeah, he's a shopaholic. Shopaholic, and he's just really loves shopping.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves it. Even if he doesn't buy anything, like he just gets so much joy of walking through every aisle of Target, which that's something I like to do.
Yeah.
I don't
That-
like it.
I know,
I'm
yeah, a
the
lot of people don't like
you
it.
probably don't like shopping as
Yeah.
much as the
Nah,
other.
me and Andrew just go to the mall and we're like, yeah, this
No,
is
Andrew
lit.
loves shopping.
So
Yeah.
funny.
He's the perfect boyfriend. Carries your purse and just like follows you around.
Yeah.
No
He'll, like-
complaints.
And
no
he'll really help you
complaints.
pick like what to
Oh,
wear
yeah.
as well. Like
Yeah.
he has good opinions.
Yeah.
You don't find that very often.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I miss him.
I know, he's too far away. Maybe he'll be in New York one day. Who knows?
Oh, probably when he graduates, maybe. Gotta get the whole family back
But
together.
it'll be a few more years before that happens.
Yeah. Andrew's out in California also living his own life, which is pretty fun.
He's
Yeah.
doing great.
Yeah. So random of us to just decide to go there for college. But it's for the lore. It's for the life stories that you tell your kids. You say, did you know I actually lived in California when I was younger? That's what Dad did to me. Dad and our grandpa Alexander both apparently have lived in SoCal when they were younger and never told me until I went to college there. So I think it was like
Yeah.
destined for me to choose California because they also chose California on their own at points in their lives.
Yeah.
Because our grandpa like drove there when he was 14 with no license in like a broken down truck across the country. I'm sorry,
Careful, he's
don't
gonna go to jail now.
don't imprison my
He's
grandpa,
gonna go
please.
to jail right now.
No, he's too old for that. Don't put him in
He's
jail.
like 93.
Yeah.
Also, this man is 93 and still actively is a
Flying.
pilot. Like he
Yeah.
has his pilot's license
Mows
still.
his own lawn.
Yeah,
He
mows his
does
own lawn.
everything.
He is active.
He's very active.
So good for him.
Crazy
Yeah.
grandpa moment. But yeah, so he drove cross country when he was like way too young to live in Laguna Beach, which is like basically
Yeah.
where I lived. Dad went to like Pasadena for optometry, like an internship there.
Lived there for a few
And
months.
neither of them told me until I was like a sophomore in college in California. And they're like, oh, by the way, did you know we also live there? And I was like, excuse me, what? Like, why would you not tell me this sooner?
Yeah.
But
They're
it's
funny for
crazy.
that. Just pulling out the random stories. I also always think about how grandpa would be like, you knew when someone was really from California when they had the Levi's and they had really tan tops of their feet and no one wore shoes. Or he always would say that same thing every single time. I swear, like I've heard the story like 10 times. I'm like, they had the Levi's and the tan feet.
Yeah, I'm like, I have no idea. Because apparently if you live in Laguna Beach, you don't wear shoes. So that's how you know if they're a local or not, is if their feet are tanned. I say, sorry, Grandpa, my feet are pale as hell. I'm letting you down right now. Say, look at this. My toes are white.
Bro.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys have any more fun stories. We could also just get into the favorites of the week.
My only fun story is that we have family dinner every night.
Oh,
Oh, as a kid? As
Yeah,
kids,
I
yeah.
guess that's another thing too. It was very important for us to have family dinner. Yeah,
That was always good.
Always sat, together at the table and had dinner together. And that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even like when I first married into your father's family, Grandma always went out of her way to have Sunday dinner, where she invited everybody in town, or the family who were
Everybody,
in town.
she invited everybody in town.
Everybody who's related in town, and
Yeah.
we would all get together and have like a really good big Sunday dinner.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that was very important. Yeah, so
funny.
we liked having meals together.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for me and Amber in the future, if we were to be parenting our own kids, what would you do differently?
Parenting own kids. I mean, again, just love them, love them. I'm looking forward to the days that I will have grandchildren. So I am there to help you guys out.
You hurry up, girl. You've been dating someone longer than me.
You hurry up. That's so true.
I'm looking forward to being a grandma so much. Yeah.
I'm also really looking forward to being a mom and an aunt. So when either one of us have kids, I'm going to be hyped. I feel like because me and mom are very similar, where we're both middle children. Mm-hmm. We both, I think, have felt like we should be mothers from the time that we were young. We're like, I can imagine being a mom one day very clearly. I wish if we weren't like so young right now, I would be holding a freaking baby right now. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to have a baby around. I feel like we haven't had babies around for so long.
Even just for our family, like we haven't had a new baby in our family in a while. On both
obviously,
sides.
I have an amazing announcement for you guys. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm not ready for that.
Yeah. No,
but
thanks.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think we can do our favorites of the week if you're not familiar.
Of the week. What is that? You just, I do know. Never mind. Okay.
Yes, you do know.
I do know. Yes.
You've watched our podcast.
I watched your podcast. I promise.
It's whatever, like literally anything in the world that's your favorite and a favorite
thing about yourself.
So it's in the world and about yourself.
Period. I can start if you want.
Yeah,
I have been
you go.
brainstorming.
Go.
My favorite thing of the week is those freaking yellow mangoes. I forget what they're called actually, but it's like the delicious yellow mangoes because now that it's getting warm, they're in season and they're so delicious. They're so delicious. They're so delicious. And also, favorite thing about myself is I feel that I am very considerate and very why do you laugh at me?
Yes.
I just think it's like
I
so
am.
funny.
That's the truth.
Girl, every time I compliment myself, you're like, aha. No, that's the whole point. Is we gotta compliment
No, I
ourselves.
just think it's like funny, bro. I just can't help but laugh because I'm like your older sister. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I just think it's not because you're like, if you're just like, I just feel like I'm considerate. It's because you go like this. I'm considerate. I'm so considerate.
It's true though.
It is true though. Sorry, I just laughed.
I'm considerate. I'm caring. I am such a sweetie pie.
Aww,
There you go.
Yep.
Sorry I said that so weird and yeah.
Don't apologize, girl.
Yeah, I take back
Don't
my apology.
apologize for being yourself.
There you go.
Snaps.
My favorite thing of the week is braided hairstyles. I'm
I
actually doing
have noticed
pigtails.
that.
Yeah, and I feel like after Coachella, I got kind of inspired to wear my hair more in braids here and there. So I know it's been a minute since then, but I'm just like, I should do more hairstyles. And I think I get more hairstyles recommended to me on my Instagram feed, and that's just kind of my vibe right now. And then for things that I am proud of about myself, ooh, that's a hard one.
You do so much every day. You achieve so much.
I thank you, Mom.
Yeah, you're a working lady.
I feel like I'm pretty productive and I try my best to do things every day and I stick to my routines that I tell myself I'm going to do and I get things done.
Yeah, you're very
So,
disciplined.
Yes.
Much more so
thank
than
you.
me and Amber, who just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
Sleep on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom is visiting and we both slept in on
Don't tell people that. I haven't been sleeping well, so I got a really good night's sleep in Amber's bed last night. Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently Bubby and Kitty keep waking up Mom
they've
and
been waking me up every like 2 hours and they like fight over the spot on the bed and like I don't know what's going on with those two.
They're
But
jealous.
they want to sleep in between us and two of them cannot occupy the same space. So like one is chasing the other one off and it's been rough. I hope they change their ways. Yeah.
it's because you said you can't wait to have grandchildren. Those are your newborn babies now.
Yeah, it
Waking
hasn't
you
been
up all the
easy.
time.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
we'll
how it
find a
goes.
way to hopefully make that work so that Bubby and Kitty can both sleep on top of you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll become better siblings.
They're
pretty good.
Yeah,
I think they're
okay.
good, but they just love to. I feel like they like to walk around when you sleep. Like Bubby likes to get up, and then Kitty goes up, and then Kitty goes down, and then
yeah.
Bubby goes up, and then they just like
And
run
I'm a
around.
light sleeper, so I hear everything. So I haven't slept well, but I slept really well last night.
Yay!
I slept in with Amber forever.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, do you have your favorite thing and favorite thing about
Favorite
yourself?
thing of the week is that I am beginning to love New York City.
Oh.
I never liked visiting or never
Yeah.
really thought it was really like a great city to live in just because I would always be like afraid of like the people because I thought they were a little rough.
Yeah.
And the city was never like, I don't know. But now that I've been here, I really enjoy it. I think there's a lot of like fun places to visit. Even like the people, like I don't really like the crowd, but
Yeah.
I walk through like big crowd of people and I'm like, oh, these are some interesting people. Like
Yeah.
I really appreciate the eclectic like mix of people in New York City. I like what it offers, and yeah, it's growing on me. So
Nice.
yeah, so I would like to, I like visiting more often than I used to.
Yay.
It is so fun when you visit.
Yo,
Yes, it is so
thank you.
fun.
Yeah, no, you guys are
It's
like
so
spoiling
good.
me. It's been good. It's been so good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like whenever mom's around, just like the weight gets lifted off my shoulders. I don't know if like what, but I just feel more like comforted, obviously, just because I feel like it's like my
you,
mom.
Ashley.
Yeah.
My
mom is here.
Of course.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Aw.
Wow.
Yeah, and then what? What's the
Favorite
other thing?
thing about
Favorite thing
yourself.
about me. I am trying to be better at exercising.
Yes.
And I, made a kind of a bucket list of things that I wanted to be able to do. So one of the things I did very recently was learn to swim last year.
Yes.
And, that was not an easy task.
That is
it's
hard.
just like, putting on your bathing suit and going to like learn to swim was not easy. But I try to make a plan every week to go swimming for at least like half an hour to an hour.
Wow.
That's a
And-
lot.
Yeah, and then some days I just don't want to go because it's just so cold up there, and just
Yeah.
like putting on bathing suit in the winter is like, ugh, do I really want to do this? But
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok video somewhere where they said going to work out, you should consider it like a doctor's appointment, meaning like you made the appointment, you gotta go, like you can't like no show, right?
okay.
So I tell myself like this is a important appointment, like I gotta go. So I really try to go at least once a week or sometimes twice a week to jump in that water and improve my swimming skill. I'm still not great, but at least I don't feel like I'm gonna
good.
drown at this point. So.
No, because you would always tell me
Yeah.
you'd get scared that
Yeah.
if you're on like a boat that you'd be
Yeah.
like,
And I don't know why it took so long for me to learn to swim, but that's an accomplishment, and I'm
That's a
glad
big
that
accomplishment.
I try to practice,
Yeah.
regularly.
wow.
That's so crazy. You were
yeah.
so brave for that because I feel like
Yeah.
you can be like so comfortable like, oh, I'm just not gonna learn. But you like
Yeah.
went and took those steps and like
Yeah.
you really did that.
I did it.
So
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
Go mom.
That is crazy. I feel like, and learning to swim, I think later in life seems harder than
Oh, it
earlier. Like learning a
was.
language is harder when
Yeah.
you're older too.
For
so,
sure.
do you feel like it wasn't really common to learn how to swim in Korea when you were
I mean,
younger?
no, obviously, like we didn't grow up with like houses with pools or go to the ocean, that kind of stuff. And although my mother and father, they both know how to swim, they never went out of the way to teach us how to swim.
Oh.
So when I had you guys, again,
Yeah.
going back to parenting and things
Yeah.
like that, I made sure that you guys took swim lessons when you guys were really little
Yeah.
to make sure that you guys were, water efficient.
I should take
mean,
more.
Yeah.
I like this in the pool.
We should probably do more
I should
swim
do
lesson
more.
to really try to learn proper skills. Because
Yeah.
all of us are probably just barely like
Doggy paddling?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I can swim well, but I'm not swimming in any specific form.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the swimming forms, but I
No,
feel like
you
I can
should
swim
learn
enough. Like I can tread
proper
water for
strokes.
like an hour.
Yeah.
If
And
I really
Andrew,
needed
I
to.
mean, both of you guys took lessons. I think Andrew just learned on his own. I think he just jumped in the water. He just started pedaling, and I was
went
like,
from-
"Hey, he's floating."
You went from crawling to swimming.
I
probably.
swear, I don't think that I took Andrew to any swim lessons. I remember distinctely taking both of you guys to swim lessons.
I remember the swim lessons.
I think
'cause-
Andrew just learned on his own because that's just the type of boy he is.
Yeah. I have a vivid memory of them throwing me in the water and me literally not knowing how to swim. Like I literally remember,
Yeah.
like when they throw the babies in and then
newborn
you
babies?
just float and you
Yeah.
get so much water up your nose. I remember being like, I can't swim, and then they just go boop.
Yeah.
And then I was
see it
like-
come up.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yep,
But that's
they
an
did that to
important
me.
skill. I think that everybody should learn how to swim now that I know how to do it.
yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
It's a good life
good.
skill. You never know when you will need to swim.
That's right.
period. Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you, Mom, for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Mom. Yay!
I'm having so much fun.
Oh yeah. I feel like now what's fun about us is that obviously you are our mother, but now that we're like kind of not teenagers anymore, like we're grown, I feel like all three of us are sisters.
Aw,
That's kind of the vibe.
She's the oldest sister. We went from middle to older sister.
Oh,
Period.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But we'll
so
definitely
nice.
have you on again because
Aw.
our mom's always here and we love talking to you. So
I know. I got to bring Daddy down too, so it could be
True.
both of us.
We need to do a dad podcast.
Yeah,
'cause
but it's
we've-
so hard to come down here with the pets at home and
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
We'll
Yeah.
figure it out, but we got to get dad on here next because dad has never been on the podcast yet.
Yeah, not even your old one.
Not even my old one. So we got to get dad on here.
He's a good storyteller. So yeah,
classic
look forward
dad.
to that.
No, he's going to like
go on.
pull out some stories for sure. So it will
Yeah.
be interesting.
So crazy. But yeah, look forward to that. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Mom, for being here.
Yay!
And we'll see you next time.
Beautiful twin sisters out.
All my
Beautiful twin sisters.
sisters.